Namaste.
My name is Rohil, and today I'm going to be taking you through a hip opening and hip relaxing flow or sequence. And for today's session, we will need a belt, a yoga belt. So if you have a belt, bring it along. If you don't have a belt, you can also use a scarf or even a t-shirt, a long t-shirt, which will be more than enough. So we'll begin just by sitting in an upright position, preferably cross-legged position, closing your eyes, taking a long deep inhale, filling up your lungs, and as you exhale, making a sound. Inhale deeply, filling up your belly, chest, throat. Exhaling. We'll do this 3 more times. Inhale deeply and releasing. Inhale deeply and releasing. Inhale deeply and releasing. Slowly opening your eyes. We'll begin with a simple seated twist. So bringing your right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. Every inhale lengthening the spine, sitting tall. Every exhale twisting. Long deep breaths. And slowly coming back to center, placing your left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you. Every inhale lengthening the spine, sitting tall. Exhale twisting. And slowly coming back to center. So from here we're going to bring our legs straight out in front of us. So we bring the legs out in front of us, and then you're going to bend one leg at a time. So in this case we'll bend the left leg first. We bring the left ankle directly underneath the right knee. So you have basically a 90-degree angle in your left leg. Now bending your right leg so that your right knee is directly over the left ankle and the left knee is directly over the right ankle. So you have this sort of 290 degrees. If you look in between your legs, you should have a triangle. You should be able to see a triangle in between the legs. So the legs are not coming close in like you would in a normal cross-leg position. You're keeping it further out. From here, you can just slowly begin to fold forward, trying to keep a straight spine as you do so. This is a really good position to help us to be able to sit better cross-legged for longer periods of time. If you find this very easy and there's no challenge, you can go all the way down. Then you can take the full variation of this posture, which is to bring your right ankle over the left knee. So here you can have the knee up in the air. Be careful of the top knee, and then slowly begin to bring the right knee down as you fold forward. So feel free to take whatever variation suits you. We're going to stay here for another minute. Keep focusing on your breath. Every inhale lengthening the spine. Every exhale going slightly deeper. Long deep breaths. Completely relaxing into your thighs, into your hips, letting your shoulders relax. Last 5 breaths. and slowly coming back up all the way. And in slow measured movements, once again, you're going to straighten out your legs. This time bending your right foot so that your right ankle is underneath the left knee, keeping a 90 degrees with your right leg, and then bending the left. So we don't want to bring the legs close to our hip like we would in a normal cross leg position. We're keeping the legs further away from our body. So if you look between your legs, you should be able to see a triangle. From here, once again, you can slowly begin to fold forward. Every inhale, lengthening the spine, and exhale, releasing, relaxing into the posture. Again, if you find this variation simple or easy, you can bring your left ankle over the right knee and stacking your left knee over the right ankle. Be careful of the top knee as you fold forward here. Taking whichever variation suits you. Try not to push, especially if you feel tension in the knee. Being mindful of your knee, of what your body can do today. We'll stay here for another minute. Every inhale, finding length in your spine. Exhale, going deeper. It doesn't matter how low down you go. What matters is how you're keeping your alignment. So with the spine straight, shoulders relaxed, hips relaxed. Completely relaxing into the hips, taking long, deep breaths. For a last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, coming up slowly, trying to walk back. From here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees and straight away pushing back into a downward facing dog. Trying to press the heels down, fingers spread wide, feet are hip width apart. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. On the next inhale, you're going to bring your right leg in between the hands, coming down. So then lifting your right hand up, placing the right hand on the inner side of the right foot and letting your right foot go out to the right edge of your mat. From here, you can either just stay upright in this position or you can try to bring your elbows all the way down to the mat, allowing your right knee to fall out to the side, so you're going onto the outer edge of the right foot. Long deep breaths here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, once again coming up onto your palms, and you can place your right palm on the inside of the right thigh, pushing the right leg outwards in this way. Your left hand is just down on the ground. Breathing here for 5, 4. Again, if you feel tired here, you can always place your left knee down to the mat. 3, 2, and 1. Coming back. This time now placing the left knee down, bringing your right hand to the outside of the right leg. From here, you're going to start bending. So you're bending your right leg as much as you can. And as you bend, you're trying to bring your right butt closer to the ground and your chin up, gazing up at the ceiling. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Again, if you have sensitive knees, you can always place a cushion or a towel underneath your knees. Breathing for 3, 2, and 1. From here, just transitioning your leg. So you're bringing your right foot into a pigeon position. So you're just transitioning into a pigeon. And exhale, starting to fold forward. Here, keeping in mind that your hips should be squared. So trying as much as possible to square the hips as you go down. You can either just stay on your forearms, or if it's comfortable for you, you can place your hand down onto the back of the palms. We'll stay here for 30 seconds, breathing long, deep breaths. Last 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, coming up to center, placing your left hand, left palm on the mat, and now starting to bend your left knee if it's possible, bringing your right hand around, twisting and grabbing the left foot. So you can just stay here in this position. If it's comfortable for you here, you can try to bring the left foot closer to the butt, or you can just stay here. Breathing for 2 and 1. Slowly releasing the left leg, and exhale, pushing back into a downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Keep pushing the chest towards the thighs for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing your left leg outside the left hand, so to the left edge of your mat. From here, you're going to stay up with your right knee. You can just stay upright here, or if possible for you, you can bring your forearms to the mat. So all the while you're pushing your left knee out to the side, coming onto the left edge of the left foot. Staying here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back up onto your palms, placing your right palm down, and you're going to bring your left palm to place it on the inner left thigh, pushing the left knee outwards even more. Again, if you feel tired here, you can bring your right knee down to the mat. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing, placing your right knee down, bringing your left hand outside the left foot. And from here, we're just going to push the left knee forward, trying to bring your butt closer to the mat and gazing up at the ceiling. So here we want the connection between our left rib. So our ribs and our chest is resting on top of the thigh. There's no gap between our ribs and the thigh. Breathing for 5, 4, keep pushing the hips forward, 3, 2, and 1. Untucking your right foot toe and now bringing your left leg into a pigeon position. If you have sensitive knees, you can place a towel or a cushion underneath your right knee, keeping the hips squared as you begin to fold forward. Either you can just stay upright here on your forearms, or you can place your head and the back of your palms, completely relaxing, surrendering into the posture. We're going to stay here another 30 seconds. Every exhale, releasing tension, stress, tightness. Last 3 breaths. 2, and 1. Slowly beginning to come up all the way. From here, you're going to place your right hand by your foot, your right palm, and you're going to try and bend your right knee. So if you can, reaching around to clasp with your left hand. Just staying here in this twisted position for 2 breaths. And 1, slowly releasing the right leg. And once again, exhale, pushing back into a downward facing dog. Good job, breathing long, deep breaths. For another 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing, bringing your knees down onto the mat. And from here, we're just going to do a few activations for the wrist. So bringing your fingers pointing backwards and pressing your palm into the mat. And from here, we're going to start to bring our shoulders back, as far back as possible, trying to bring the shoulders. And from here, placing the inner side of your palm. So now we're going to place the back of our hand onto the mat. Our palms facing up towards the ceiling. And slowly releasing. You can just allow your palms to release slightly. And now we're going to go into another posture which is called Bhujya Pidasana. It's a great posture also to open up the hips. So from here we are going to just place our both hands next to each other on the ground, and then one by one we're going to try and bring one leg and then the other leg. So it's like a squat position. You can also come up onto your toes, no problem. So you can lift the heels up, and we're going to try to, as much as possible, bring your knees, the back of your knees close to your shoulder. So if your elbow is here in this way, if your elbow is here, it's very difficult to go into the posture. We need to bring our shoulder all the way to the back of the knee. In this way. So we can just use the palms and sit into the hips. So the more advanced variation of this posture is then to lift both the legs up into the air. But we can just stay here trying to sit into the hips, trying to feel that stretch. And from here, what we're going to do is we're just going to sit back down and we're going to continue with the same stretch. So you're going to bring your hands to grab your heels and bringing your elbows down to the mat if possible. As much as possible, don't allow the legs to fall out to the side. So keep the knees, the inner thighs hugging into the sides of the body. From here, you can also shift your hands outside. And then one by one, if it's possible for you, you can place the hands back. So again, don't push yourself here. If it's too much, you can always come out. Otherwise, just staying here is more than enough. You're just trying to keep that connection of your inner thighs to the side of your body. From here, we're just going to flip around to the long side of our mat. So you're going to be facing one of the long sides of the mat. Again, here, if you have sensitive knees, you can use a cushion or a cloth underneath your knees. From here, we're simply going to try to move the legs as far wide as possible. So we're going to try and bring the legs as far away from each other as we can. Here, we are keeping our heels in line with the knees. So the heels are not in, but in line with the knees. So once you've gone to the maximum you can either just keep staying upright here, or you can begin to come down onto your forearms and just staying here. Also, you can go all the way down onto your chest if that's okay for you. We're just going to stay here for a minute, so just try to relax completely. I know this can be a very intense stretch for a lot of us, but it's really good to do every once in a while, especially if we have really strong and tight quadricep and adductor muscles. You can also play around by tucking the pelvis and releasing the pelvis, going back and forth. So you don't have to remain static. You can even slightly sway back and forth. Last 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're going to just lift only the right knee off the mat. So you can come up all the way, lifting just the right knee and straightening the right leg to the side. So you can just stay upright in this position, or again, if you're comfortable, you can come down onto your elbows, onto your forearms. Keep pushing your right leg into the ground here. We're going to breathe here 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing, bending the right leg, placing it down, coming back up onto your palms, and this time lifting the left leg and bringing the left foot to the side. So once again, you can just stay upright in this position if it's already too much. Otherwise, you can come down onto your elbows. Keep pressing the left leg down into the ground. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pressing the palms into the mat, lifting up and slowly releasing both legs. So we're going to release both legs and just come to sitting, to kneeling on our heels. From here, you're just going to bring one leg, so in this case your left leg forward, your left leg forward, and the right leg to the side. So you're sitting with both butts onto the mat. From here, you can either just stay upright if you already feel a stretch in your right quad, or you can come down placing your elbows onto the mat, staying here, or if it's accessible for you, you can go all the way down, relaxing your head back, trying to bring your right knee down to the mat. But if it's hovering in the air, no problem. Try to make sure that your right knee is not in pain. If your right knee is paining you, maybe you need to come up slightly. You can have your hands overhead, and we stay here for another 5 breaths. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, just slowly coming back up, pressing your hands into the mat, pushing back up. This is a really good stretch for the psoas muscle, especially if we run or we are sitting all day. It's really good to do this exercise to release the psoas muscle. Releasing the psoas muscle gives a lot of relief also in the lower back for lower back pain. So once again, we're going to now bring the left leg back. We're sitting with both butts onto the mat. The right leg is straight. You can either come down onto your forearms in this way, or you can place all the way down, coming all the way down, placing your head down. Again, be mindful of your left knee. If you feel pain in the left knee, try to avoid going all the way down. You can have the hands overhead, stretching out. Long deep breaths here. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly pressing the hands into the mat and pushing yourself all the way back up. From here, we're just going to bring the left leg forward, and we're going to lie down all the way onto our back. We're going to bend the knees. So you're bending the knees here, and we're going to clasp our fingers, so interlocking our fingers at our back. From here, trying to bring our shoulder blades together. So you're trying to squeeze, bringing the shoulder blades together. Try not to let your knees move out too much to the side. So your knees are in line with the hips, and inhale, lifting up. Keep pressing, trying to open up the back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing all the way down. From here, you're going to bend your right leg. So you're bending your right leg, placing your right ankle on the left thigh, just below the left knee. From here, you're going to try to lift up the left leg up into the air. You can grab your left leg from the thigh, in between the thigh and the calf, or you can grab from the shin, pulling the left leg towards you. As you pull the leg towards you, keep consciously trying to push your right knee away from you. Also keeping your tailbone on the mat. Your right foot is not pointing, your right foot is flexed. Breathing here for 10 breaths, long and deep, just allowing your body to surrender. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing the legs down, uncrossing your right leg, and now we're going to bring the left leg to cross over the right, placing your left ankle on the right thigh, slightly below the right knee, keeping your left foot flexed. And from here, you're going to lift your right leg up into the air. You can either grab the back of the right thigh, or if it's accessible to you, you can also grab the right shin, pulling the leg towards you, pulling your right leg towards you, and at the same time trying to push your left knee away from you. Long deep breaths. We're going to be 10 very long and deep breaths here. Try not to struggle with the posture. So just completely allowing yourself to relax, accepting where your body is at today. Try not to struggle to push, tug. You just want to be mindful of where your body is at and just going to that edge where you feel a stretch. For the last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing the left leg, placing both legs on your chest. So you're trying to hug the knees into the chest. If possible, trying to grab onto the opposite elbows. Otherwise, you can just have your hands interlinked, holding the legs. Just allowing your legs to relax all the way. And from here, you're going to bring your hands into the thighs. So you're grabbing the legs and then bending both legs. So you're grabbing the legs from the back of the knee, bending both legs. Your hands are separate. So you can fist up your hands. And from here, you're going to bring the hands away from each other. So you're trying to move the legs away from each other. And at the same time, if you can, trying to bring the knees closer to the chest. So pulling and pulling away and pulling towards you at the same time. You can have your legs bent. Breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly releasing the legs. From here, you're going to bring both legs up to the sky and exhale, trying to open the legs out to the side just a bit. And you can have them bent here and just placing your hands on the inner thighs, trying to open the legs out. So the legs are like at a 90-degree angle, and you're just trying to ease them open. You can even relax completely, having the hands up over you or to your sides, just letting the legs remain there. We're going to hold it here for about a minute. So just relaxing, trying to release any tension in the inner hips. Sometimes you might feel it a lot and our legs might actually be shaking. That's a good sign. It means that we have a weakness in the inner thighs, and this is sort of building strength and flexibility in that part of the body. You can close your eyes here, trying to just focus on the sensations that you're feeling. For the last 5 breaths. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing, relaxing the legs, placing the legs down. And from here you can straighten the legs all the way. Straightening the legs on the mat all the way, placing the hands by your side. We'll come into a final resting position, Shavasana. You can have your fingers, your palms facing up towards the ceiling, your legs falling out to the sides. Taking long, deep inhales, long, deep exhales. With every exhale, feeling your body get heavier and heavier, sinking into the mat, feeling the weight falling like a dead weight into the mat, becoming aware of all the points of contact with the mat, the back of your head, the back of your hands, your upper back, your shoulders, your mid back, your lower back, your hip, your calves, your heels. Just feel the pulsating. And from here, you're going to slowly begin to move your fingers and toes. Bending your knees. And slowly turning to one side to come up all the way to seated. Sitting with your back straight. Here you can begin to rub your palms, creating friction and heat between your palms, and then placing the warm palms on your face, on your eyes, giving yourself a slight massage, and you can open your eyes here. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.